Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. ADA might have completed this larger wave 2 correction on the 5th of July, just for anybody who's new on the channel. I mean, that's the current, I don't want to say it's the thesis, but I'm tracking it at the moment. I can only confirm it as soon as we see a 5-wave move to the upside that hasn't happened yet, okay? Instead, we see some extensions here to the upside. But the wave 1, which was a larger 5-wave move, obviously topped in March. This wave 2 might have bottomed. It could surely get another low. Ideally, it doesn't break below 29 cents. But I have to say, I mean, I would appreciate if the low is already in, because it's come deep into the support region. It's turned around where it needed to, but now it needs to prove it. It needs to give us a 5-wave pattern to the upside. This is very important. We have only 3 waves up at the moment. Yeah, and the situation since yesterday's video, it hasn't really changed. We're still only 3 waves up. I need another 4-5 pattern as highlighted here in the white wave count. The wave 4 could find support in the region between 37.2 cents and 42 cents. So if the pullback occurs now, however, normally we would watch the 38.2 fib level primarily. That's at 40.1 cents or 38.6 cents. Yeah, these are two ideal levels. The 23.6 fib level is too shallow for a 4th wave unless wave 4 is really a triangle. And the 61.8 fib level at 37.2 cents is really only valid in a diagonal, but even deep for a diagonal in crypto. So, but that's the box, right? That's where the price can get to, or where the price should also find support if we get a 4th wave pullback. There hasn't really been the clear evidence that we can use to say, okay, wave 4 has started. Yesterday we saw a first, it's not even a decent pullback, but we saw a first pullback, and it's possible that the wave 4 started. Then this was an A wave down. The rally is corrective at the moment, so it might just be the B wave, and we could get a C wave down. That's all what I've been watching on the ADA, not the ADA, the Bitcoin chart as well, ETH charts, but they've pushed a little higher. And actually on the Bitcoin chart, it's more likely that we did get an extension in the 3rd wave, which I've labeled here as alternative. Obviously, it might still push higher, extend. Even the B wave might go higher. B waves sometimes overshoot, but I would personally count probably every extension to the upside more like an extension in the 3rd wave rather than an overshooting B wave. So it's just in the very short term a bit messy. It's a bit unclear because we haven't broken to the upside, but we're also holding above yesterday's low, which was formed at 42.7 cents. So next upside targets are 46 cents and then 49.2 cents. And unless we break below the A wave low, which is yesterday's low at 42.7 cents, further upside extensions to 46 or even 49 cents cannot be ruled out, okay, in an extension of what would be an extension of the 3rd. And in that case, I would have to move up the support region for the 4th wave together with the price. But if a break of that low from yesterday occurs, we can watch these 4 Fibonacci levels. Again, ideally the 40 cent level or 38.6, and then one more high would give us 5 waves up. Until we get 5 waves up, the risk for one more low here in the yellow lower support region and the main support region is quite high. So yeah, and in the very short term, I mean, it's a bit ambiguous. As that you might even argue that the 3rd is here. This was just a smaller 4, and we get this extension, and the wave 5 is still unfolding. But this is really just noise, and I don't think there's a way of knowing what it is. We can only approach this from a tactical point of view. I have to say, for a long trade, I mean, there is no long trade set up here unless you want to trade the breakout if it occurs above the recent highs. But be aware, this can be potentially dangerous because we're now overextended. So let's just assume you try to trade the breakout here. See, it failed. Now, assume you try to trade the breakout here. Well, it wasn't really one anymore, right? But let's just assume you try to trade again and it comes down again. So this is because it's now in this choppy range and we're now in resistance. You can try it, okay? But then just don't be surprised if it, you know, needs a few attempts or breaks down already in wave 4. We're just overextended now. So this is not the same as a breakout that we had down here, where we actually had, where we moved out of a support area. This is now, we are deep in resistance. We're actually overextended already, but can still move higher to 46 or even 49.2 cents. I mean, cryptos sometimes love to extend. but it's all about reward and risk, right? And we're also quite far away now from that orange support region. Now you might want to add a trend line. I don't know if there is one that actually, I don't know. No, probably not one that's really relevant that gives me all the touch points. I mean, maybe this one. Might want to track that green trend line. If it breaks, it could be an early indication we are starting wave C to the downside. And then again, that might be wave C of wave 4, but it also might just be a wave C of a larger A wave and we extend further. As long as we're holding orange support, we can overall still watch for a more bullish scenario here. That's the update about ADA. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.